Hello everyone, my name is ReelDLP80, and today marks the first entry to my Keeping It Real series, where I pretty much just tell you guys how I feel about whatever topic I feel like talking about, obviously game related. Today's topic is Destiny 2, and the debacle that has been Destiny 2 since its release, and what's going to happen in the future for Bungie and for gamers like me who love the game and want to continue to play the game, but unfortunately, with the lack of in-game material, the lack of pretty much any kind of sustainable gameplay, and the fact that what's going on right now could directly affect Destiny 3 in the future. Now, we all know what state Destiny 2 is in right now, and it's not good. Destiny as a whole has lost a lot of its community due to the lack of in-game material after the base game was completed. Yes, there is a little bit of grind left, but nothing like the grind that was in Destiny 1, which some people grew to love and some people grew to hate. It was very much a love-hate relationship when it came to Destiny. Now, you would have thought that Bungie would have learned from those mistakes, but instead, the same patterns have returned from Destiny 1, and that is everyone has completed the base game in Destiny 2. They have pretty much grind and found every exotic item that they could find, and now we're left with nothing to do. Now, Bungie's idea for Destiny is to have everybody want to do nothing but play this game. They want it to be the main game you turn to when you play a video game. Unfortunately, with their lack of in-game content to play, they're not doing that. Again, it took them 3 years to get Destiny 1 into any sort of vision that they had. And again, you'd have thought they would have learned from those mistakes, but no, the same mistakes are back in Destiny 2. And it's a big problem. With the first expansion that was reviewed and received really bad, Bungie took another crucial hit. And with the whole microtransaction debacle and the XP debacle and all that, it's a black eye on Bungie. Yes, they are trying to resolve these issues. Yes, they have laid out their plans for the 2018 Destiny 2 and anything else in the future. They've also promised another DLC expansion in May and then a Taken King size expansion in September. And pretty much, I'm going to lay it down like this. If they drop the ball on these next two expansions, if the next expansion in May is a flop, and the Taken King size expansion is a flop in September, I think Bungie will be at a point where there may not be anything that they can do to bring back the gaming community. They screwed up with the first expansion. The next one better be a huge improvement over that first one. And if not, it might the September update might not save it either. It might be a lost cause there too. And how this directly affects Destiny 3 is very obvious. If you lose your gaming community over Destiny 2 because of your lack of effort in releasing this material in a timely basis, why would people want to purchase another video game that so far you have shown that you go with the same formula every time? Destiny 1 was that same formula. We get, hey, here's your base game, beat it, we'll add these expansions over the coming months and years, we'll tweak it as much as we can, and it'll take us 3 years to give you the final version of our vision of Destiny. And then Destiny 2 comes out, and it's the same thing. It's deja vu all over again. What makes anyone think that Destiny 3 is going to be any different? Because it's not. You're going to get the same thing in Destiny 3, in my opinion. This is the formula that Bungie has chosen to go with, and in my opinion, I don't see them changing that, regardless of what us gamers say. And that is the biggest issue that I have. Because all I want to play is Destiny. I wish that there was enough stuff in this game for when it's time for me to turn on my PS4, this is what I turn to. But it's not. I hardly ever play Destiny 2 anymore. And there's still stuff for me to get. I haven't got all the exotics. I haven't beat the first raid yet. I haven't beat the raid lair. There's stuff that I could be doing right now, but I have no interest. Because there's nothing that wants me or lets me play the game, that makes me have to get in the game and play it. And that's the problem. If you were going to go with that system of making the base game and then adding on to it over the years, if that's going to be your formula, you're lucky you got people back from Destiny 1. If you lose everybody in Destiny 2, I don't think you're going to get anybody back for Destiny 3. And that's going to hurt everybody, the developers and the community as a whole. And I don't want to see that happen. I want my Destiny back. I would love for Destiny to be back to what it was. So, I think Bungie needs to take a step back, and maybe they already have. Bungie needs to take a step back, and they really need to think long and hard about what they're doing. Because those community gamers of Destiny who are hanging on by a thread, you will lose them. And you will lose them quick if you do not bring what you're promising by the end of 2018. If you really want to see Destiny 3 succeed, in my opinion, I think Bungie needs to scrap the whole 3-year cycle, and they need to give us something we have not seen yet in Destiny. Obviously they're going to do the base game, we're going to get the base Destiny 3, and then they're going to have expansions and DLC and all that. That's fine. I'm not saying not to do that. But what I am saying is you need to do something different from what you've been doing now. You guys need to make an amazing base game. A base game that people aren't finished with within a month. It needs to be huge. Make a huge base game, multiple branching stories, epic grinds, loot galore. We need exotic loot, legendary loot. We need tons of loot. And this is in the base game. You need to take a step back. Stop redoing everything in the middle of development. You did it in Destiny 1. You did it in Destiny 2. Whatever idea you start with, stay with that idea. Don't change the idea. Make the base game a huge game. And then, like every other game, add your DLC later on and continue adding that. But none of this 3 to 4 month space in between the game being dead and reviving the game with your DLC. You should make your base game last the longest and then add to it as you go along. The bad part right now about Destiny 2 is, yeah, you lay out that great plan about what's coming in the coming months, but it's taking months to do it. People aren't playing the game right now. What are you doing to bring people back right now? And that's nothing. Crimson Days is not enough to bring people back right now. And that's the issue. I want to see Destiny 3 succeed. I hope the rest of Destiny 2 becomes amazing. I hope these DLCs and expansions they're bringing on are amazing. And I do hope by the time the Destiny 2 cycle is over with, I hope we have an amazing game like we had at the end of Destiny 1. But, in my heart of hearts, I believe that Bungie will not succeed with Destiny 3 if they fall in line with what they have done with the first 2 games. So that's pretty much going to do it for this video today. Thanks for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, comment, like, subscribe. Hope to hear from you guys. And until next time, have a great day, and we'll see you on the next video. Later.